We often talk about one of the secret weapons of investing being compound interest, but when it comes to the rest of your finances, I'd say automation is the winner here. Now, automating your finances is a way of taking out the friction on those everyday financial admin tasks that you have to do that don't really bring you any joy at all. And they include maybe moving money around from different accounts to help you achieve your savings goals. They might be adding to your investment portfolio, paying off your debt, paying off your mortgage. It could be reviewing your superannuation, checking out your bills to make sure you're getting the best deal. It's really important to take as much of the friction out of that as possible. Now, when we talk about spending money, we want as much friction as possible in that process. But when it comes to saving and investing and looking after your financial future, you got to take out the friction. Now, some of the ways you can do this, and it has been really helpful to me over the last few years because when it comes to tax time, I absolutely dread it. So trying to automate things in that process has been a lifesaver for me, and I'm still learning and I'm still getting the hang of it because this year's tax time was still a bit of a mess. But automating your finances is a really helpful way to eliminate some of that. So one of the strategies a lot of people use is then once your pay, and this really works well if your pay is coming in on a regular basis and you kind of know what it is, but once your pay hits your account, you can set up automations so that a certain amount is automatically moved by your bank into another account, to another bank account, maybe one labeled with a specific name for a saving goal. So you could have, as soon as your paycheck hits each month, $500 is moved into your house deposit account. So that's quite a common goal for people, knowing we all love property here in Australia. It could even be automatic payments to pay off your mortgage. It could be automated payments to pay off your debt. It could be money moving into a different account that once it gets to a certain amount, you go off and buy your next ETF or share or whatever investment you've decided to use. So setting up automations in your bank, and most bank accounts allow you to do this, is a really helpful way to think about making your financial life a bit easier. And then you can start working towards your goals and everything happens in the background without you needing to focus on it directly. And you can focus on some of the other areas of life that bring you the most happiness. Now, sometimes you can automate your investment accounts. This isn't always the case. There's robo-advisors and micro-investing apps that we talk about throughout this course that do allow you to set up an automated way of investing. Maybe you're using a roundup feature, but often brokers do require you to log into the account and manually make that purchase. So what I'd say in that case is once your pay hits each month, an amount goes into one of your savings accounts. And then once that account hits the right amount that you've decided, you then trigger yourself to go and buy that next investment. A good way to do that is by setting lots of calendar events in your diary. So you know, maybe it's a quarterly trigger to buy that next share or ETF. Maybe it's a half-yearly trigger to check in with your superannuation account or check that you're getting the best deals on things. And even having monthly reminders to check in with your financial goals is really helpful because yes, it's great to write goals down and put it on paper, but if you don't actually revisit them and make sure you're doing steps to achieving them, there's not really that much point at all. I mean, for my financial goals, I just print them out, stick them on the wall in my bathroom and have a look at them each day. And I make sure that I'm actually taking steps to achieve them. And if I think I've gone completely off track or that goal's not achievable anymore, I think of ways that I can adjust that goal or maybe achieve it in a different way, or maybe it's better to halve the goal or something like that. So automating your finances is a really good way to just check in on everything and take that friction out of these boring processes that even as someone who's pretty passionate about finance, I find a little bit boring too. So that's my tip for you. Automate as much as possible when it comes to improving your future. And when it comes to spending money, add some friction points.